You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. And welcome back, everybody. Skyrim Addict podcast. I don't know, 170, something like that. 168, 69, 70, somewhere in there. I am Michael, and I am with Victor so far today.
Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sorry about the... I was changing my lighting here, my high-tech lighting, which mounts to my little tensor lamp shining against the white wall on the other side. So
there you go.
Washes back at me instead. So
I actually have no lights on in the room, and I'm using the natural light of a window.
It really is nice. Like I was saying before we started, it's a nice looking camera. It's a nice wide shot. It looks good.
Yeah, it's actually it was pretty reasonable, and I just picked it up on Amazon because I had my PC has none like built in or anything like that, obviously, and my laptop is like 100 years old, so the camera's pretty horrendous, and at this point I just used my MacBook for editing, so I don't want to tax it too much these days.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm thinking of doing with the second computer, is making it into a video editing box and stream to that machine, which will take a lot of pressure off this machine.
Yeah.
Over.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
When you can
do that. You got to figure out how to do that between two PCs.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it might sound.
Let's see. I'm actually going to pull up the Bethesda site with the mods so I can quick reference them. But it's funny because we had talked about was it Carved Brink?
Mm-hmm.
I believe on the one episode, and it's been like featured on their mod page for a while. On the
I'm just going to mute for 1 second. I have to tell Alexa to do something.
Yeah, it's been featured on the Bethesda.net mod page for a while. So I don't know if it's new to Xbox or not, or what, or if that's the case or not, but that might be why. And then I went through to see what was, let's see, I'm going to pull up my favorite. I'm logged in. Okay, let's see. Where can I pull up my favorites? Because I had favorited a bunch to, so we could kind of cross-reference the PC ones. I think I found quite a few.
I just a little before the show, I was looking at a couple of lists. Clearly, Forgotten City is up there.
Yeah.
Clockwork, whatever it is, a Clockwork something.
Oh yeah, Clockwork.
Wheels of Lull is available on Xbox. That might be interesting to do
for sure.
So we could string this out for quite a while.
Yeah, really. I don't think it really needs to be super set in stone. Which ones? We have a pretty good of idea. As long as we know which one we're doing next, it's really all that really.
Right. So I guess what the best thing to figure out at this point would be how we're going to. So are we going to like so to speak, like a level 20 character or a level 30 character or something like that, and then just start the mods with that character and go forward and for each mod we decide to do?
That's what I'm doing, only because of the Xbox issue with no mod organizer or anything.
Right. So yeah. So you got to have a few select mods like Ordinator or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Just keep it low.
Yeah. Right now I have my blank up to, or like I called it, I just named that one the mod blank. I have that one up to like level 15.
Okay.
Where I've leveled up like the Magicka and stuff like that. I've added to those, but I haven't picked any perks or anything like that. Right. I haven't visited any cities, really done any questing.
That's a smart idea. I hadn't even thought of doing it that way.
That's that way I can go back to that one state. And I I borrowed. Is it Anise? Is her Anise's cabin?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I borrowed her cabin after she took an arrow to the chest.
Somebody else shot her, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course. So I'm borrowing her basement currently because of that, safe storage in the basement.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of going to be my jumping off point for each one. I figured, it sounds like what was the one? Was it car? Why am I blanking on the name? Let's see. It's where the ones I favorited. Why isn't it showing me the ones I favorited? But oh yeah, sorry. Carved Brink. Sounds like it's a little bit longer, so I'll probably start over on the one after that. But like for Forgotten City, you don't really you wouldn't do a whole lot of leveling in there. So I would probably add that on with something else smaller as well, and run through with one.
Right.
Just the one character without worrying about it.
To full disclosure, as again, everybody who listens to our shows knows how much Skyrim I've played, as well as the rest of us have played.
Yeah.
But I have never ever the only one of these mods that I've ever played two of them that I've ever played and completed are Falskar and Helgen Reborn. I've never played. I tried Forgotten City and bounced a little bit. None of the others, Project H, all these wonderful mods, quest mods. I've never played any of them, so this is good for me. I'm looking forward to it.
There was one I just screen capped yesterday. I actually let me scroll through, see if I can find it.
And there's tons of great new ones that have been coming out in the last year or so, and now, especially with the pandemic, it's been incredible. The level of stuff, we said that last time, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's been a big bump up.
Yeah.
What the heck was the one? Oh gosh, now I can't find the screen cap. Of course, I'm sure I'll come across it again. I'll have to search around. There was one I had seen. It was a newer one that was they were just showing. Why can't I swear to God, I screenshotted it and now I can't find it anywhere. I probably deleted it on myself. Or maybe it was. I'm thinking. I was scrolling through, looking. Here it is. Sorry. Let's see. Arithfell. Arithfell is like a Somerset Isles mod.
Oh, cool.
And there's some quests with it as well. Let's see.
That sounds fun.
A dungeon, a follower, and player home. And a few I guess, minor quests. So it'd be something I could add on to with like Forgotten City or something like that, where it's not a huge burden on it. Actually, is it only available on PS4? Oh, that's a weird one.
Oh my God, really?
That's odd. It said all platforms though, I believe. That's weird.
And I don't have I should get Nexus up here. I actually haven't looked on the Nexus for about a week and a half or two, so
let's see.
I don't know what's going on there either.
Yeah, false
I'm not logged in. God, this new computer stuff. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. Everything is.
Yeah, Clockwork is on here. I knew that's been on here. I just wanted to double check that. Clockwork is on here. Moon and Star was one that I had done previously that I thought was pretty fun.
I'm going to write all these down. Moon, Star, Clockwork City or whatever it is.
Let's see. What was Undeath? I feel like we talked about that.
That's supposed to be really good. And that's on Xbox too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Small quest line, peaks of Dragontail Mountains and beyond. Powerful necromancer and his followers seek out the forbidden secrets of immortality. That sounds like an interesting one.
I'd like to know the forbidden secrets of immortality.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty great. I'm going to favorite that one. Let's see. I'm not sure what Midwood Isle is. Let's see. Travel to Midwood.
I think I had downloaded it at one point.
Oh, yes, Sun Elves. Learn about the history and beliefs as you face off against new enemies, solve puzzles, explore dungeons, and more. That's a new land mod, so that would be a little bigger, but I would probably start my character over to go there. Oh, I already had it favorited. That makes sense. So Midwood Isle will be one, but yeah, if we want to start with Carved Brink, and then we could come up with whatever from there.
looking. I'm going to go to Nexus Quest mods here. Let's see, quests and adventures. Yeah. So yeah, Carved Brink.
Because it definitely sounds like an interesting one to me.
The only thing I don't know, is it a sequel to or just simply by the same people as Project AHO?
This one just says it's from the authors.
From the authors. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, good.
I believe Project AHO is on here as well. This searching thing on freaking on Bethesda is clunky as anything.
I'll bet it is. Yeah, it's hard to. So let's see. So we could do Moonpath to Elsewhere if you want.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played through that.
It's built into Legacy of Dragonborn now, but we don't have to do it that way, which is fine because there's an SSE version of it. I'm just looking at, let's see. Now I think we talked about this. I just don't remember exactly. Vigilant is not available on Xbox, correct?
Vigilant wasn't. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's not too surprising since it requires a whole. All right. Here's Undeath. I'm looking at the sorting by endorsements. So you have Moonstars in there, Grey Caliph Nocturnal, but that really requires a lot more. Thieves Guild stuff. You have to really be in a guild. I don't know how many of these other mods require you to be in a faction.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have played the Grey Cal actually.
Yeah, I started it once, but that's like I said, I really haven't done any of these. What about the Rigmore of Bruma and or Cyrodiil? Are those? Do you want to do those, or you want to just do the big Bruma mod?
Let's see. I don't know what's on here. I know the Bruma mod is on here. Was it Rigmore?
Yes, Rigmore of Bruma, Rigmore of Cyrodiil. Those I think were they done by the same people or not? I don't know. Or is it just well integrated into the Bruma stuff? I just don't know.
I'm not sure.
Wheels of Lull is another possibility. I think I did see that one on the Xbox list.
Yeah, I think we had looked that up. Let me see. I put in Wheels of Lull. No match, but that doesn't mean it's not matching. Like I said, this search thing is just so... I mean, it's literally showing nothing when I just put in wheels.
Yeah, there's no context. No, really, it's not a smart search. It doesn't... we're so used to, the Google style where it anticipates every letter you type, it gets better. I'm pretty sure I saw Wheels of Lull on an Xbox.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wheels of Lull. That is there. I don't know what filters were not allowing me to see that previously, but
the ones that are completely inscrutable and impossible to understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Immersive Citizens, Rain and Snow,
Midwood Isle. You already said that. Yeah. There's always Amorous Adventures. It gets a lot of good clicks. Right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's not a like an adult mod.
Yeah, it just adds.
Yeah, it's just lots of romance.
Yeah.
So Ravengate, that was Enai Sheon's quest mod from last year, maybe. So. But it's Riften Underground, so that probably needs the Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he actually did an Xbox version of that, although he's done Xbox. He's got a new Magic mod coming out. I keep seeing him posting about it because I'm one of his Patreon supporters, and he's been writing posts about it. But what's the Brotherhood of Old? That one's popping up here. Original Darkbow. No, that's another one that requires. How about Tools of Kagranak? I think that's a relatively short one. Was that Xbox also?
Tools of Kagranak.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes it says on the Nexus that it's.
Okay, it'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm just searching.
Let's see. Valley of Peace, I think, is another one.
We can look at Tools of Kagranak, but I don't think. Let's see. There's Carved Brink. Spectraverse. That's an oldie. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 being Bruma. So maybe 10 is enough. If we can find one, maybe two more.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, because Bruma's pretty large.
Yes. Yeah.
So that, let's see. Delves of the Stone Legion. What is this? Northern Tamriel has many Dwemer ruins, but none are as dangerous as... Oh boy, that's a Dwemer name. Dark Huldor. Let's see. Looks like it's just a Dwemer dungeon mod.
Okay.
I assume that it just has a quest with it,
And I mean, that might be fun to do some of these short ones. Here's another one. Is the second. So what was it called again?
It's called Delves of the Stone Legion.
Delves of the Stone Legion. What about the Second Great War? Is that on Xbox?
I will. Let me go back to my search.
That's a sort of an extension of the Civil War. If you've ever watched any of what's his name? His name is George. I've been following him for a long time. What is his YouTube? Anyway, he's been doing a series for years now of he plays through all these mods. And Zero Period Productions. He did I remember him doing this one. It looked interesting. Is it on there?
What was this one called again?
The Second Great War.
Stone Legion again.
Actually, I should be just opening up my Bethesda.net interface here and see.
Oh, it's such a great search. You'll be so excited to try it. Don't see it.
Okay.
There is. What is this? The Curse. That looks interesting. It's an interesting cover art for it, anyway.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. And then, it filters, but then doesn't stop filtering. So your search just gets more and more filtered. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, I think a lot of these should be for anybody who's going to play along with us on the PC. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these mods, I think, will work fine with just without any, mod manager or anything like that. You just load the mod if you're playing a vanilla version and just load the mod in using Nexus Mod Manager or something. I mean, it doesn't require, great learning curve of learning how to, load orders and everything else. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's afraid of it for that reason, I think you could probably not worry about it. And even play it through Steam. I'm sure most of these are available on Steam, right? So Steam Workshop.
I would assume if they're available on Bethesda, they're probably available on Steam. That would be my guess.
Yeah, maybe I'll check through that. I'll try to find all of these on Steam. Make sure, because that would make things. Second Great War would be fun if we can confirm or deny that it was on. That's on Xbox.
Yeah, and it could pop up in the meantime as well. It could be something that's in the works, especially now the way things are going.
Its last update was in February this year, so it's actively being worked on.
Yeah, because that'll give us a bunch to kind of get started on and all that. And if seems like you haven't done Carved Brink yet, have you?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I downloaded it the day it came out and never played it.
Yeah.
Sort of a mod hoarder.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely kick that one off first with my character.
So yeah, that brings up the next question, and that's when we're going to start this. I as we were talking earlier, I'm still transferring everything over.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sort of deep into Fallout 76 right now, and the Roundtable for that as well. So when do you want to start?
I don't think there's any rush. I mean, sometime in the summer.
All right. So we should sort of encourage everybody to build at least one character that's around level 20, with as many or as few mods as you
yes.
like.
are comfortable with.
Yeah, yeah, maybe just Ordinator or something might
Yeah,
be.
I'm definitely running Ordinator on everything this
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, something to add to your perks and magic for good reasons for some of these mods. Yeah, um,
Yeah, and if you're playing on console, either PS4 or Xbox One, I would suggest doing what I'm going to do and just run a character up to around 20 and make a hard save there and make a note of what that save is
right.
that you can jump off of and always go back to it, clear everything off and start over, you know.
I think it's a safe bet though that pretty much almost none of these mods are going to be available on PS4.
Yeah, yeah, except for the one that was apparently only available on PS4.
Yeah, which is a nice little bone for the PS4
Yeah, that's
player.
good for them, but it was weird. That was a weird one for sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you do a long-term interesting quest mod without outside assets, but
Yeah, yeah.
more power to them. It's quite an amazing feat if they did.
Oh, Freighter hopped in. How you doing, Freighter?
Hey, Freighter. So it's going to be Xbox or PC, and either Steam, Bethesda, or Nexus for PC, whatever people want to use.
Yeah, really wherever. I would assume if they're on Bethesda.net, they're probably going to be on Steam.
Yeah.
And they'll obviously definitely be on the Nexus.
Yeah. I think if my 2 cents, I would say if you're not going to use Nexus, then use Steam rather than Bethesda.
Yeah.
But
and if you're on console, you have no choice. You have to use Bethesda.
Yeah.
Good luck with that search.
Well, we could add some links, although links won't help on an Xbox.
Yeah, because then you have to. Well, no, they do help because what you do is what I found is much easier is I'll hop on my laptop or even on my phone and favorite a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
and then that way when I go back to the console, I have all that stuff favorited already. So then I don't actually have to do any kind of search on the console.
Yep.
I mean, the search is bad enough on desktop as we just saw. So like doing it on the console is 1,000 times worse trying to type that in.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah, well, sometime in the middle of the summer, then we can.
Yeah, we'll get together with Colin and if Ray wants to hop in and see when everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, well, by that time, the new fervor for Wastelanders will have died a bit.
Yeah,
and we'll be a few episodes into the 76 Roundtable. So.
Oh yeah, and we did, of course, find out we're going to wait for years and years and years for Elder Scrolls 6. So there was that news also.
We know that. At least 4 years. And Pete Hines has said, what was his quote? This is going to haunt him for a long time. Enjoy your something or other. He was just he got snippy with.
Oh yeah, he was yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
I'm not managing your expectations properly.
That's right. Yeah. I don't blame him for getting snippy. People can be such jerks.
Yeah. I was hoping we were going to hear about whatchamacallit this year, but I mean that's still a possibility. But who knows?
About what? Elder Scrolls 6? Or?
No. Starfield. Sorry,
Starfield,
I was drawing a blank on it. I kept thinking of Outer Worlds. I'm like, nah, it's not called Outer Worlds.
Yeah, no. Yeah, everybody's looking forward to it, but
it may be the second year of the new gen consoles. You know, maybe one of those things.
My biggest fear, of course, is that there's a lot of good things now, especially now about what they're doing with 76, but all of the bad things that come along with monetization and MMOs and everything else are going to bleed into both Starfield and Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
And that the next Elder Scrolls is basically going to be the Elder Scrolls version of Fallout 76. I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see.
Is there a lot of microtransactions in that?
In 76?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
all cosmetic kind of.
I think they've done a pretty good job with it. You don't have to use them at all. I mean, there's some things that and Freighter is clearly a far greater expert than I on 76, but from my brief experience now, there are some purchasable things like repair kits that do make life easier, but you don't have to use them at all. So there really isn't anything that's clearly pay to win sort of kind of thing.
That's good.
But it just still is microtransaction, and this Fallout First subscription and everything. It does make life easier, but it does cost you $100 or so or more a year, and that's significant. And I understand that these companies aren't going to be able to exist on $60 game titles, without some way of making more money. I totally understand that. But,
yeah, especially with the cost of putting together a game now.
Yeah. It's just I don't want some of this other stuff to bleed into it too much. I like my Elder Scrolls experience as it has been through Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, for the recorded version of this episode, I have some. We have the next part of Dave's. Why am I drawing a blank? I think it's the Blackstone Chronicles.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I was drawing a blank on that for some reason. So the next installment of that coming up here too as well. And we'll come up with a schedule for the roundtable thing. Now that we basically know we're going to start off with Cards Brink and then work into some other ones. We'll announce as we go. I think that would be most likely the easiest way for us to do it.
And I think it'd be fun to come up with some different takes on different kinds of characters. I'd like to see how a sneaky archer as opposed to a full-time mage or whatever handles these quests. So that'd be fun.
I decided to actually build a Breton so that way I had a little more flexibility.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
I was like, oh, well, this I can go a couple different ways, whereas with the elf, I tend to just go archery. It'd be interesting to play multiple different ways. And as I've been leveling up to get to level 20, I've been bouncing back and forth between destruction, one hand, two hand, archery, block. I've even been using block and things like that. So I've been trying to keep those all kind of leveling up even as well, so that wherever I get to, wherever I end this build up at, as to where I'm going to jump off from each time, that I have a pretty balanced character that I can take and do whatever with.
Well, you mentioned something earlier that I thought was really smart, and that's you like you said, you haven't taken any perks, right? So
no perks, just the adding on to Magicka, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. I think that makes a huge amount of sense. So you can sort of then you can point your character in any direction you want.
I was gonna not even add on to the things, but then I wouldn't know what level I was at. Because if you don't actually level up, it doesn't tell you you're leveling up again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you level up like 30 times.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a little further than I wanted to go. So I just been doing the level in each time just to keep track of where I'm at, essentially, and just kind of keep it balanced as best I can.
Yeah.
Oh, 76 has archery. That's right. Yeah, Freddie was saying.
It does, yeah. Crossbows and bows. I've been actually using a bow in one of my 76 characters a lot. I'm enjoying it. It's a little clunky to use VATS with a bow. There's just slightly too long a pause, but other than that, it's. I guess you have to sort of learn to time it right.
Once you get that kind of timing down, it's.
Yeah, but the bow is pretty cool. There's. But the parkour or lack thereof is very much typical of a Bethesda game. It's just no getting around it. But anyway, I really like the idea of leaving the and I would encourage anybody who's playing along to consider using at least, like you were saying, something like Ordinator and Apocalypse. They're simple, they're easy, they're very very compatible. They're wonderfully done. You don't have to go hog wild with all kinds of other things, but
Yeah, they're nice. I like Apocalypse a lot.
yeah, those two in particular, you can feel completely safe with anything that's been written by Eni Sheehan. So it's not an issue. Load order isn't an issue, and so yeah.
And those are available on Xbox One as well, because I've definitely used them. So
Yeah, yep.
yeah, it just gives you a little more flexibility, especially if you're playing like as a mage or, going to specialize or try something different. It really gives you a little more flexibility doing stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if his light versions are available on Xbox or not. The Valkyrie, and there's another one that was the light version of Apocalypse. I forget what it's called, but fewer perks, less magic. It's
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
They might be, because I'm not sure. I know there's quite a few on there.
Yeah.
I would have to pull up exactly, but yeah. There's definitely quite a few. But I know I've used... actually, I did a whole playthrough with just those mods and Ordinator, and it was pretty fun. It added a lot to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Trying to find the window. I lost my window. There we go.
Oh, no.
I've got too many windows open is the problem.
I haven't even got my Xbox hooked up in this new house yet.
Oh, no? Oh, geez.
Yeah. Vivian's daughter is using the PS4. She just played through Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay. I just had to re-up PlayStation Plus, or actually get it again, because I haven't had it for a long time. Because all of a sudden, Connor was playing Battlefront 2 on there, and then he wanted to play Astroneer, and I'm like, oh, it's on Game Pass. You can play it for free. And he's like, I don't know, I got to play it on PlayStation, because one of his friends has PlayStation, and of course, no crossplay with anything with PlayStation, really.
Yeah.
But so I was like, well, we're not doing anything else right now. I might as well read.
That's right. Yeah.
Not like you can go out and do anything. So that's how he's playing with his friends. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. I'll re-up it, and you can try it out.
Yeah, I just did I did the same thing so that Serene could try 76 for the free weekend. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Had a chance to try it much. It all ends tomorrow midnight, I think.
Oh, nice.
So it was free if you had PlayStation Plus, but 25% off if you didn't. So I just re-upped the Plus so she could use some of the...
Yeah, I did it so he could do the online play, and actually it ended up being Battlefront was cheaper on PlayStation than Xbox anyway. Oh, right. So it didn't like balance out, but in the end, he's going to use it so much. It's like,
Yeah.
I guess he's been playing the whatever Call of Duty game is on Game Pass. It's like just an MMO basically. Okay. Just kind of like basically like a Fortnite.
Oh, right. I forget what that's called. Yeah, it actually got really good reviews.
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, him and his friends play it constantly. It looks really good. I've been watching them play. Like, I could never, I'm like, yeah, I'll get in there and just get killed. So,
yeah. Those young reflexes are amazing.
Yeah.
I actually watched Sean play that early on. I was up visiting, and he was playing it. And it does look really good. It's got a slightly different twist on it, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember what the twist was. So
yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, but they've been playing the heck out of it, like tons of it. So
good. Glad to hear.
And then Astroneer now and Battlefront. I was like, Astroneer, that's a weird one. I didn't see that one coming. Of all the games you're playing, that one I didn't see coming.
Yeah, well, as long as he's playing with his friends and hanging out, that's good.
That's it. They're all just goofing around, staying up super late because they don't have to get up in the morning. And
they'll look on this back on this as the halcyon days.
Enjoy it. Enjoy sleeping until noon or whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not gonna last.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess that's all I have. Anything
that's pretty much it. I think we've got it all set. We've got a good list of quest mods here. I think we'll have fun with it. Yeah,
we'll get together with the other two. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's been a while since I played some of these little quest mods like this.
Yeah,
I have played Forgotten City in the past. I really enjoyed it, and a few of the other ones, but it just a nice little change of pace.
Yeah,
and hopefully it'll get other people into them who maybe haven't really hopped into them.
Yeah, well, let's hype the shit out of it and
Yeah.
get
There you go.
people all excited for it. Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah,
get some suggestions if anybody out there
exactly.
listening has suggestion for for other quest mods that you want to play along with. Let us know.
For sure, because it's totally flexible. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's something, I'm willing to try them all out just for fun. Yeah, whatever out just for fun.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, we could string this along for quite a while. Do one a month for quite a long time.
Yeah, I feel like we have like a half a decade of content we got to fill. So.
Probably, yeah. As long as they keep bringing them out for Xbox, we'll be good. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And if we run out of Xbox ones, you can switch over to your PC. And
Yeah, I can always go back to the PC.
Yeah.
I've just been lazy with the Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Stay tuned for the next installment of the Blackstone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Hi, Michael. Dave here again. Continuing the story of Darkbow on his way north to get his tusks. Anyway, here we start. Darkbow 4. The continued extract from the journal of Tonal Darkbow. Every day is a school day. We headed north on the road to Shorestone, in more bloody snow and wind. We were warm enough in our furs, but it was difficult to keep to the road at times. We decided to make camp, even though we were only a couple of hours out of Riften and out of sight of Fort Greenwall up ahead. We weren't taking any chances with Fort Greenwall anyway, as Sapphire had warned Janalia about the place while he was chatting to his contacts in the Thieves' Guild. Sapphire told him she was pretty sure it had been occupied again by bandits after the Stormcloaks left. Not long after we had set up camp, a trader and his bodyguards passing along the road asked if he could join us in our camp. They had been attacked by wolves and needed to rest and bind their minor wounds. I readily agreed, and during the meal we traded a few items. I was really just giving my hand in, and Muramskar the Khajiit, as a new contact, was welcome. He seemed sharp. I like that in a merchant. Anyway, more pelts and alchemy reagents to add to the nearly empty pack of my sturdy horse, Ruamanich. Muramskar confirmed to us that bandits had indeed moved to the fort, but he and his people managed to go round away from the road by a good 400 paces. The wolves attacked us on our diversion away from the fort, but they were easier to handle than the bandits, I reckon, and we came out ahead with these fine furs, alchemy ingredients and food. He grinned at me as we concluded our deals. I had traded a couple of health potions and even managed to offload a couple of my old elven hunting knives I had in my horseback. It turned out that ancient elven hunting knives like mine were seemingly valued in some parts of Skyrim and Morrowind for the cleaner skinning of animals. He did try for my ancient dwarven hunting knife, but that was a favourite of mine for butchering carcasses. Strong, heavy and very sharp on one side, with a type of saw teeth on the other to cut through bone instead of cutting with an axe, which caused bone splinters to get into the meat. Clever people, these dwarves. I squirreled the information about the knives for future consideration. I knew a couple of master smiths in Valenwood who specialised in the making of hunting knives in the ancient dwarven and ancient elven style. There was a niche market for them in Cyrodiil and High Rock, but I never even considered them as a potential for sale in Morrowind and Skyrim. Opportunities everywhere, and every day was a school day, as my mother used to say. How right she was. Next morning, we bade our farewells to our new friends, and Shanalia and I continued on our way north. The snow has stopped, thank the gods, but it was still cold and windy, with powdered snow drifting over the road. We had discussed how we would tackle this fort, and we decided to try and take the bandits out if we could. I loosely tied Ruamanich to a branch out of sight of the fort, and he would be able to break free if need be. There was grazing for him here, and I left a couple of apples on the ground as a treat for him to nibble at. We sneaked forward, easing our way up towards the higher ground, using what cover the trees and bushes provided us, and hunkered down to watch. One bandit seemed to be strolling up and down the rampart on our side. Another was on the rampart on the other side, and one was tending a cooking pot in what seemed to be a larger flat area between them. Smoke was coming out of what seemed to be a smithy, and we could hear hammering occasionally coming from the fort. At least 4. "Do we do it?" I whispered. Genalia just grinned at me and knocked a poisoned armour-piercing arrow to his bow. I shrugged and followed suit. Genalia loved a good hunt and fight. He was a bloodthirsty bugger in some ways. Excuse me. We waited until the first bandit was as far away from his friends as possible, and we took him down. One of our 2 arrows hit him in the neck, probably mine, and the other in the chest. He stumbled and fell over the wall of the rampart, dead before he hit the ground. New arrows knocked. We moved towards the fort, the way more or less clear on our side. We skirted along the wall and eased through the barricade palisade in front of the entry, along half of the opening, and stopped there until the bandit on the other rampart was opposite us. 2 arrows, both striking true. He stumbled over the wall, and we saw him land on the spikes of the palisade barrier on the other side. The third bandit, who was cooking, must have thought he had stumbled and fallen, because he had rushed to the wall and looked at his friend stuck in the sharp stakes of the barrier. He straightened up and got 2 arrows in his back, and he joined his friend in the spikes. The hammering of the smithy had stopped, and as I glanced round the end of the tunnel, I could see a large orc bandit pick up a bloody huge greatsword and head our way. He was wearing what looked like heavy steel armour. We backed out and ran back a good 20 paces or so, turned to face the huge orc, who was now roaring insults at us as he came crashing through the barrier to meet up with 2 armour-piercing arrows in the chest, followed by 2 more, and still he came on. We ran back again, turned and fired. This time he slowed, stumbled to his knees, and then down on his face, pushing the arrows further through. Gods, he was one tough orc, I thought, as he shuddered and died. We crept forward again, but all was quiet. Apart from the steel armour and some old silver coins, there was nothing worth taking. No signs of any other activity at the fort, so I collected Ruminach, and we moved on through the fort, out to a wonderful picture of the ground lighting up the snow in the morning sun as it climbed over the hills to the east. This area of the rift was really an attractive area when this happens. It's a pity it's always so bloody cold for most of the year. We moved on towards the smoke haze over Shore Stone, which we could see off in the distance, a good couple of hours' walk away. We should arrive there before sundown and have a rest. We ate some venison jerky and drank our water as we walked, keeping a wary eye out for anything which could be troublesome. Our only attackers that afternoon was a pack of skeevers, feasting on a dead deer. It was unusual for skeevers to kill a deer, and as we drew closer, we realised it was a wolf which had made this kill. The skeevers were just being skeevers by cleaning up the remains along with 2 or 3 crows, and jackdaws hopping in and out with whatever morsel they could get their beaks into. I pulled out my bow and some iron arrows, and Genalia took out his sword, as I could see the signs of them about to turn on us. The pack leader was up on his hind legs, squealing away. Then they just charged as if they were one skeever horde. I dropped the leader immediately, then another 2 more in quick succession. Some had now got within range of Genalia's sword strokes, and the sword just flashed forward and sideways in a scything movement, sending skeever bodies right and left as they tried to jump up at him. Then there were 2. They turned and ran, to be quickly followed by an arrow each, and the running stopped. "Well, that's a few meals sorted out for us," I said cheerfully, wandering round, picking up the bodies in preparation for skinning and butchering. The deer was too badly ruined to be anything but crow meat, so I hauled the remains over behind a large boulder away from our camp. What the birds didn't get, the worms and insects will. Judalia had collected wood for a fire, and I had foraged some wood to make a skinning rack and settled down to my craft. Judalia had a fire going, and as I supplied him with the butchered meat, he started to make roasted skewered leg. The raw livers I feasted on as we went along with our work. Judalia isn't too fond of raw skewer liver, but waste not, want not. He separated the tails as alchemy material along with the eyes and tongues. As dusk fell, we finished and set out our bedding beside the fire. I took the first watch as normal, wishing I had brought our wolf pup, Foul Peck, with me as company. It would have been good training for the half-grown pup, but my wife insisted she would be better and more consistent, as I was too soft with the beast. My wife, Sophie Darkbow, is what one would call a strong-willed woman, with a Darkbow Bosmer mage mother and a Breton mage father. She is usually serving as a battle mage attached to the Legion, but is at present on a leave of absence due to wounds received in a skirmish with some goblins in northern Cyrodiil. She would join me in Skyrim at Windstadt Manor in Hjalsmarch after visiting her father's relatives in High Rock. I love her dearly, but she has some strange animal ideas about training my wolf, and it rankled. However, for a peaceful life, as with most of the men in my clan, we just let the women do their thing, and we do ours quietly, away from the potential grief. And that's the end of today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for listening.